Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. For those of you who were here last month, and hello to those of you who weren't. Glad to see you. Liza, do we have a quorum? Great. And for those of you watching at home on either 1970 or YouTube Live, the text number is 617-548-6335. And thank you for bringing up the lights. We appreciate that. Okay, the first order of business, of course, is approval of the minutes from the last meeting, and that was held on November 11th. May I hear a motion? And second? All in favor? Aye. No opposed, I'm sure, so off we go. Okay, as always, we begin with my report, and last month I talked about the community here at North Hill and suggested two ways in which we could all enhance the wonderful community spirit amongst the residents. First, by wearing our name tags, and second, by learning what certain designators on those name tags meant. The smiley faces and the blue ribbons. So first, let me ask, how many of you have your name tags on today? Oh, yes, thank you. Fantastic. I'm absolutely delighted. And second, as to the designators, how many of you have noticed someone with a smiley face on their name tag and inquired about their provenance? A couple of hands have gone up. That's great. You want to shout out what the provenance is? Who gets smiley faces on their name tags? So we've got wing counselors. Anybody else? The officers. Okay, you've got it. And what about those blue ribbons? Hospitality. Hospitality, but I think I'm hearing from the hospitality people. That's not fair. Great. Thank you all. What I didn't specifically talk about last month was how much our team members add to that sense of community. The vast majority of the staff greet us with a smile and more, in addition to performing their assigned tasks with alacrity and precision. There's a general sense that they enjoy working here and helping us in whatever ways are appropriate to their positions, often going beyond their assigned tasks with acts of kindness. I'm sure many of you can think of instances when a team member has done something extra, something special for you in either word or deed. And the terrific presentation last week about the ESL program demonstrated clearly the wonderful relationships that have developed between the students, team members, and the teachers, residents. But it's obvious that you all know and appreciate that. You made it very clear in your generous response to the Team Member Appreciation Fund. I won't steal the thunder from Grace's treasurer's report, but hopefully you've seen the thermometers that were in the Post and Pines Edge lobby, which showed the amazing success of the drive. So without further ado, I'll turn this over to Grace to give you the details.
Good morning. Through Monday, December 8th, our Eastern Bank checking account balance is $269,720.67. Thanks to all of you. And with the invaluable behind-the-scenes help from Marty Ferber, Lou Dana, Wendy Barton, this fall's Team Member Appreciation Fund drive through December 2nd totaled a record-setting $252,541. Thank you. This amount was rounded up by $9 to $252,050 for distribution to eligible team members. The family of Charles Baker included the Team Member Appreciation Fund in his obituary, with 6 donations received and included in this total. Contributions were received from Crescent Heights, Vista Terrace, and Pines Edge residents, with 91% of Crescent Heights households participating. This Thursday, we look forward to sharing your gratitude as we hand out checks to eligible team members from across North Hill. A big thank you to all of you for honoring our wonderful team members with your generosity and making this a very successful drive. Respectfully submitted.
Fantastic. And a big thank you to Grace and Marty and Lou Dana and Wendy Barton and anyone else who contributed at the work end to getting us all so generous in our appreciation. So thank you to everybody. And now we turn to the reports from the counselors. My understanding is there's no report from the A through D group. So I'll go to... I'm sorry, I take it back. There is an introduction. People forget to tell me, so I forget to tell you.
Although it makes me somewhat nervous to introduce 2 more attorneys to the North Hill community. We have Frank Robotham, and I'll introduce Frank, and then we have a second.
Good morning. My name is Frank Robotham. My wife and I moved here almost 3 months ago. We were on the waiting list for 2 years as on the lily pad, but I've enjoyed singing with the chorus and with the quartet here, and my wife is a bridge player. We look forward to getting to know North Hill a lot better. The reality is we left Wellesley after almost 50 years. We have 2 daughters, one living in Newton Center and one in Duxbury. We have 1 grandchild for whom we're extremely grateful. I look forward to getting to know all of you. Thank you.
And second from the A to D mini community, we have Maurice Sullivan.
Good morning. My name is Morris Sullivan. I come from Cotuit on Cape Cod, where my wife and I lived for several years. Unfortunately, my wife passed away about 3 years ago. But the family homestead was in Westwood, where we raised our 4 children, and we now have 9 grandkids. For my employment situation is that I did practice law for a number of years, but smartly I transitioned to the banking business. And ultimately I became the CEO of a small community bank in Brighton, Massachusetts. I served until such time as we were acquired by Rockland Trust Company, and then I retired, and here I am. Thank you very much.
Welcome to you both. Barbara Piles for wings E through J.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to introduce our 2 new residents. First is Allison Forbes, and here's Allison.
Good morning. Yeah, we'll lower that. My name is Allison Forbes, and I'm in apartment E305. And I want to begin by thanking all of you and telling you how happy I am to be here at North Hill. You've all been so welcoming and so inclusive, and I really appreciate it. I've been a New Englander for most of my life, and now will split my time between Lake Winnipesaukee and North Hill. I recently sold my home in Venice, Florida. I was married for 51 years, and my husband, who was an orthopedic surgeon, and I had 3 children. We now have 9 grandchildren between the ages of 12 and 23, and Jim is no longer with me, but the grands keep me in touch with the realities. I've worked in business and gifted and talented education, but my main job for a number of years was raising my 3 children. I'm a graduate of Mount Holyoke College and later earned a master's in English with a concentration in nonfiction writing. I also earned a certificate in photography, a 2-year program from the New Hampshire Institute of Art. I married my love of photography with my other love of travel by writing travel articles and also working for several adventure travel companies. And I even had a few articles in the Boston Globe, of which I'm very proud. In addition to photography and travel, I love being active and enjoyed tennis, golf, skiing, and water sports. I don't do all of those anymore, but I still love to hike and walk and hope that any of you who are walkers will let me know. I'd love to take a walk with you. I'm also looking forward to being near Boston with all its culture and everything that it offers. So enough about me. I look forward to meeting all of you. I've met a few of you already and love doing that. And I wish you all a very happy holiday.
Next is Susie Case.
Hello, nice to be here. I moved in October, and about half of you call me Susie, and the other half call me Susan, because I've gone by both names, professionally and personally, for years. So either one is fine. I lived in Wellesley for 50 years, along with somebody else here, probably more than one person, many of us. And my whole professional life was around education. I was a teacher, a guidance counselor, an administrator, and eventually had my own business doing college counseling. So I know there are some people here whose children or grandchildren I worked with. I'm very happy to be here. I'm excited because it allows me to continue my own education. There's so much to learn and so much to do here. I'm having little trouble with my calendar because there are so many things on it, and I can't figure out which one to show up for. So if I miss an appointment, it's because I'm a little overwhelmed by how exciting it is and how many things there are to do. So nice to meet all of you. Thanks.
And Barbara King.
That's us. Good morning. I would like to introduce Rusty Kellogg and Betsy.
Good morning, I'm Rusty Kellogg, and Betsy had an appointment. She couldn't be here, but she's the better 7/8 of us pair, so she wishes she was here. We lived in Wellesley for 50 years. Seemed to be a lot of 50-year Wellesley residents today, so maybe it's 51, so I have seniority. And I worked downtown in Boston in finance and in management. Betsy was a special ed teacher in Brookline, and being married to a special ed teacher is very helpful for me. I needed that. We had 2 children. One now lives in Chicago, and one lives in Manhattan. So we see them some, but as I'm sure all you feel, never quite enough. We have a home in South Dartmouth, which is near New Bedford, and we spend a lot of time sailing. That's a big activity for us. We've sailed across the Atlantic twice, and we spent 5 years in Western Europe on our boat, took our kids out of school. So that keeps us busy, and I still have some business and philanthropy work that I do in both New Bedford and in Woods Hole. It's been wonderful to be here, to see many people that we know, and everyone is so welcoming, and we're looking forward to spending more time here. So thank you very much. Hope to meet all of you. Thanks.
Hopefully I'm correct on this one, but there's no report from Vista Terrace. Got that one right. Okay, we're going to go to committee reports now. And as I told you last month, I'm slightly alphabetically challenged. So I'm going to start from the bottom of the alphabet and see if that helps. So first we're going to hear from Understanding Our World. Dave Donahue, please.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be going first. The committee met on November 19th, and after approving the minutes, announced that Sue Tillman had resigned from the committee for personal reasons. We then discussed the excellent reception that our most recent speaker, Mary Murphy, professor of political science and director of the Irish Institute at Boston College, received for her presentation on October 22nd. Many attendees mentioned that she had taught them new things about Ireland, including the impact of Brexit on Northern Ireland. Kathy Kaufman summarized preparations for Karen Jacobson's presentation on global migration to take place on December 9th. Today is December 9th, so at 7:30 tonight, she'll speak right here, so please all come back. She's a professor at the Fletcher School of Tufts University. Don Giller confirmed that Professor Alan Sager of Boston University Department of Public Health will speak on January 22nd on his suggestion for reducing the cost of medical services. Kathy Kaufman has assisted Don in managing speaker logistics. Committee members then discussed their progress with potential speakers for the early months of 2026, and Dave Donahue distributed a helpful handout outlining how to search for UOW speakers. A discussion took place with respect to the size and use of our budget. The committee suggested that Dave and Kathy discuss it with Bethany. We then discussed the existing bylaw that defines the committee member term as 2 years, with the suggestion that the term be increased to three years. We will continue our discussion at the next meeting. Respectfully submitted, Dave Donahue.
My understanding again is that transportation has no report, so we'll move to technology and Janet McMillan.
Hello, everybody. Mel Mahatney, Connor Huggan, and Tim Dennison, I hope I pronounced them right, joined us this month, as well as guest resident Ann Weaver. We discussed using YouTube for streaming or recording. IT requested that one of their team members be present when using YouTube due to copyright warnings. Channel 1970 remains available for those who can access it. Currently, requests for recordings should go through the function form handled by Chrissy. There's no need for a third party to do any recording. Travis is getting us caught up on adding prior videos to My North Hill. The auditorium and conference room lighting and sound training is ongoing with a small group and the vendors. Tim and Connor are producing scenario-based training videos, which will take several weeks. Scheduling apps. We are looking into ways to improve scheduling of fifth floor lounges through My North Hill. The possibility of reserving events through email rather than paper forms in the Post and Fitness Center, and some ways to display a read-only schedule for the fourth floor conference suite on My North Hill. North Hill resident Wi-Fi network. We all know how slow the North Hill resident network is. Improvements are in progress. Don't give up, including gradual replacement of over 400 old access points, those round things you can see on the ceilings in the corridors, to the possible creation of smaller networks per wing. In the meantime, North Hill Guest Network is suggested as an alternative. My North Hill updates, the wallet app seems to be running smoothly. Thank you to Michael Eaton for helping us with that. We would love to get the TV channel listing, the healthcare module, the dining apps, and the photos updated. You are all encouraged to report errors or outdated apps. Finally, a really happy note. I've heard that a certain curly, white-haired resident tech committee member was asked to an apartment Saturday to help make sure one of our 100-year-old residents could FaceTime his grandson's wedding. The resident had purchased a new suit and shoes, wore a tie for the occasion, and sat in front of the computer monitor. He was dressed to the nines, and everyone was very pleased. And the team, any questions?
That's wonderful to hear. Thank you so much, Jen. Moving up, we go to the Program Committee with Jeff Pearson.
Good morning. Program Committee met last on November 20th and will meet again on December 18th. We were fortunate to have last month an unusually large number of compelling programs thanks to Chrissy Fleming's relentless booking skills and to the contacts that the committee members have with performers, with artists, and speakers in the greater Boston area. Among the highlights of last month, Kingsley Chen, a 13-year-old piano prodigy. Another highlight, Frank King's presentation entitled Fine and Danny, an enthusiastic commentary of Sylvia Fine's songwriting skills. We may not have heard of Sylvia Fine, but you've heard her songs, some of which were included in The Court Jester, starring her husband, Sylvia's husband, Danny Kaye. The Court Jester is highly recommended and will be shown here after the new year. If you want an antidote to the January blues, I recommend that. If you haven't seen it, see it again. It's very funny. Another program committee member, Diane Capstaff and Ann Morgan, have successfully succeeded in filling any number of the Lunch and Learn sessions with residents eager to learn more about the use of their iPhones. Any questions? That's briefly it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. The Marketing Committee has no report, so we move on to the Library Committee. Barbara Krellen.
You caught me by surprise, Lola. 18 members of the Library Committee met on December 1st. Please raise your hand if you're on the Library Committee. Oh, well, a goodly representation. These are some of the people who keep the North Hill Library running smoothly. At the December meeting, Alice Campanella continued her presentations on how to use the North Hill Library icon on My North Hill. It can be used to renew books, place a hold, or even check your reading history if you're interested, among other possibilities. If you have questions about using that site, speak to a committee member, and you know who some of them are today. On Friday, November 21st, Susan Hoffman, Mary McMahon from the Needham Public Library, and I packed 11 large boxes of books for the Needham Library. As always, they are grateful for our donations, and this benefits both libraries. Sally Dane is available for library tours and instruction on how to use the checkout computer by the library door. You do not need to be a new resident to schedule a tour. Email Sally Dane if you are interested. Many of you come to the library to browse our new book selections. We also have a wonderful collection of older books by some of the same authors, as well as authors waiting to be discovered by residents. So, as C.S. Lewis once said, it is a good rule after reading a new book never to allow yourself another new one until you have read an old one in between. So come to the library and find a book, new or old,
and have a happy winter of reading. Respectfully submitted, Barbara Krellin.
Thank you, Barbara. We have the House Committee next, and Wendy Barton will be giving the report this month.
The whole committee met with Cass Bento and Don Monty on Monday, December 1st. We reviewed our areas of concern and found that Arthur, Facilities Maintenance Supervisor, had addressed them all. But by the time we got to the meeting, it was pretty cool. The black marks on the G back stairs are in preparation for painting. A few residents have joined in reporting improvement possibilities in housekeeping. We now have 2 new chairs on E1 elevator for your comfort. The grand lobby desk is being refreshed. A clarification about those pesky plastic bags. Please remember, in order to recycle, the plastic bag should be clean, empty, dry, and thin. The garages have blue bins for plastic bags only, or throw them down the chute as trash, not in the recycling. Please return the lobby trolleys to their rightful spot. As many of you know, this can be extremely frustrating. Next resident will more than appreciate it. Wendy Barton for Jean Childs, House Committee Chair.
Thank you, Wendy. Next is Hospitality, Debbie Rempis. Where's your blue ribbon?
Well, Bert, I'm sorry. I'm bad. Good morning, everyone. The Hospitality Committee met on December 2nd. We have a plethora of events to keep us busy and out of trouble this month. Here in Crescent Heights, in addition to our usual activities, we'll be serving refreshments at the tree lighting and Toast to the Holidays on the 4th, which I hope you all enjoyed, as well as On That Note chorus performance on the 7th, the Carols and Cookies event on the 14th, the Hanukkah celebration on the 16th, and of course the North Hill Chorus Holiday Concert on the 18th. So lots of good food, good cheer, and good times for us all to enjoy. Over at Vista Terrace, we will be joining the residents for several bingo games as usual. The Coffee Social, which now has a wonderful staff member who plays old songs on his guitar from the 60s for everyone to sing along to, and he's a big hit. And the men's and women's groups, and the annual holiday concert by the wonderful North Hill Chorus. Finally, in Pines Edge, we'll be joining the residents for a performance of A Christmas Carol with Johnny Kay, several art projects, gingerbread house decorating, a Hanukkah dinner, and several holiday parties. I would also like to urge new residents to sign up for the community tables. The sign-up book is in the post, and it's a wonderful way to meet old and new residents and to make new friends. We want you. Happy holidays to all. Respectfully submitted.
Thank you, Debbie. Next, we have the Healthcare Committee with Alice Polly.
I can count backward by 7, but I can't do the alphabet backwards. Healthcare Committee met on November 25th. Susan Downey represented North Hill. This is respiratory season. So far, everyone knock on wood, North Hill has not experienced any flu or recent COVID. I hope that's still true since our meeting. Please stay home if you don't feel good. Keep your distance from anyone who is coughing, and don't be afraid to put on a mask in public. Last month, I gave you all a reminder to wear or carry your PERS with you at all times on campus. I received some criticism for shaming some of you. I'm sorry, that was not my intent, but if the shoe fits. I also got some feedback about the new model PERS. It's tacky, too flat, easily triggered, difficult to put on and off with arthritic fingers. Well, the vendor of the old model is phasing them out. There are some pendants left, but no more of the watch style. It's also true that security has not received more false alarms with the new model than they did or do with the old model. It's also true that residents often don't think that we need to have a fall detection monitor at all, or that our Apple Watches are enough. As Kevin Burke, the former CEO, used to say, we are allowed to make bad decisions. May you all make good decisions. Another contentious subject is the cushions in the dining venues. The black cushions are gone. Many of them were ripped, and that's an infection control issue. They also got spilled on frequently, and that's just disgusting. If you want or need to sit on a cushion, please bring your own, and then take it home with you. Happy holidays to you all. Stay healthy.
Thank you, Alice. There's no report from the Grounds Committee. They continue to hibernate, so we'll go to fitness and hear from Wendy Barton again.
Good morning, everyone. The Fitness and Vitality Committee met on December 4th. Chris Morrison joined us from management. The November activities were discussed, and I'll highlight a few of the December activities here. As always, please check the fitness schedule for more information. The Healthy Holidays Challenge started on December 1st and runs until December 31st. Each time you attend a class, swim, or workout, put your name on a star. Only 1 star a day. As always, knowing Chris, there'll be a drawing at the end to see who receives the grand prize. Each Friday at 3 o'clock, the staff will offer small group training for the Senso machine. Sign up at the fitness center. On the 16th, there will be a video cast titled 12 Minutes to a Better Brain. The video is 1 hour and 25 minutes long. So everyone misrepresented that. That's the problem. They said, oh, wow, a 12-minute video. No. Mel Robbins, the podcaster, interviews an expert in neuroscience and mind-body. On December 18th, a special Breathe, Stretch, and Meditate class will be held to honor World Meditation Week. Special herbal tea will be served. On December 19th at 1 o'clock, a video will be shown in the movement studio describing the movements and execution of Tai Chi. Due to the popularity of Tai Chi, in January, the fitness staff is planning to add another class at 10 o'clock on Mondays. This will be geared for all levels, so if you're just starting out, you're more than welcome. The committee had a wonderful discussion about many exciting ideas for January. Look for an announcement about an open house. Well, staff will demonstrate new activities and introduce to the residents to new equipment that has already been bought, making North Hill even more cutting edge. You know, we are the best in fitness of any of these CCRCs. The Staff and Fitness Committee welcomes questions, concerns, and new ideas, so please don't hesitate to reach out. Enjoy the holidays. Respectfully submitted, Wendy Barton, Chair.
Thank you, Wendy. And now we'll hear from, I'm sorry, it looks like there's a question. Microphone's coming.
Had there been a grounds report, I wanted to compliment the staff on the meticulous care and attractive care that they give in our grounds. Every time I drive up North Hill Drive, I admire the work that they've done. Always changing, always appropriate to the season. So I think they deserve some applause.
Marilyn, for finance.
Oh, good morning, everyone. I've got to figure out a way to have some laughs during a finance report because this is the serious stuff. Anyhow, the Finance Committee met December 4th with Carolyn Bear, Vice President of Finance, Russ Cassini, Investment Trustee, Pat Pauley, Treasurer, and Derek Perez, Assistant Controller. Howard Rubin, Trustee Chair of the Investment Committee, was our guest speaker. The investment portfolio as of October 31st was $97,880 million. The portfolio was 14.9% year-to-date against a benchmark of 16.2%. Howard emphasized that the investment strategy is to limit volatility in the portfolio and control market downturns, and also not chase the indices' high markets. This strategy results in reasonable returns with controlled risk. North Hill has been steadily improving its standing in a peer group survey and is now in the top quartile in performance. The trustees are satisfied and approve of the service Prime Buckholz has provided to North Hill. The September and October financial results remain similar, with occupancy at Crescent Heights between 99% and 100%. Vista Terrace at 95%, meeting goal, and Pines Edge at 89%, slightly under goal. The current year operating revenues are slightly ahead of budget, driven by higher than planned occupancy. Operating expenses are lower than budget, influenced by favorable timing of legal fees, cyber expenses, and lower maintenance and repair costs. They were offset by unfavorable benefit expenses due to health care, contract labor, and increased overtime. Operating margin is favorable at 95.2%. Preparation for a finance forum for residents, January 20th, 2026, at 10 a.m. at the 4th floor conference room is well underway. Respectfully submitted, Marilyn Allen.
Thank you, Marilyn. Now we go to dining with Irma Brody.
Greetings, everyone. November is noted for the celebration of Thanksgiving. Rather than focusing on the challenges facing dining services, of which we are all well aware, my report will focus on food provided by dining services and some of the people that make dining experiences at North Hill so very special. So here's my gratitude list. Number 1, chocolate babka. From my perspective, I could stop here, but I won't. Thanks to Joe, Bethany, and Brianna for enabling and supporting all of our crazy programming ideas. Thanks to Chef Rob, Chef Paul, and their teams for the 17 dinner choices every day over 3 dining venues and the intermission lounge. And please remember 7 options on Sunday. I am also grateful for a resident's comment that he received only a half a cup of berries one night and was very concerned about a scurvy outbreak. Happy to report he is feeling well, and we dodged another bullet. There's Sharon and her creative and yummy vegetarian offerings. And did I mention chocolate babka? Kudos to Baker Mark Marriott for his fabulous Let Them Eat Cake event, and Mark and Melissa for intermission lounge delights every day, plus dinner desserts as well as focaccia and yummy crusty breads. And to name just a few who provide service with a smile always: Lou, Delia, Mark, Samuel, Joseph, and Austin. And back to some favorite foods: ahi tuna, pistachio-crusted salmon, taco salad, Italian rum cake, apple strudel, and tiramisu. Of course, if I left out some of your favorite staff, when you see them, a quick thank you will guarantee a lovely smile. Wishing you all happy holidays and a great big serving of chocolate babka. Respectfully submitted, Irma Grove.
And with gratitude to you, Irma, for the dining committee and all its programming. There is no report this month from Civic Affairs, so to round up our committee reports, we have a report from the Art Committee, Robin Wheeler.
Good morning. That was a yummy report. Thank you. The 18 new reproductions, which were hung last month, now have their much-needed labels. Therefore, when you see a new picture, you will be able to identify it and the artist as well. The Art Walk, which is run by Chris Morrison, will occur after the first of the year, and we welcome all residents to participate. The walk will give you an incentive to find and view the new works, as well as to get in your daily steps. At our next meeting, the Art Committee will begin its annual search for faded and discolored works in our hallways. There are a few. When concluded, our online hunt for replacements will begin, with an eye to prioritizing those hallways which would benefit from a fresh image. Respectfully submitted, Robin Wheeler and Sally Dane. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin. I made it through the alphabet this month, everybody. Okay, any old business that we haven't addressed? New business? And we have a question that came in. There was a request that we actually ask our treasurer to remind everybody how the funds from the Team Member Appreciation Fund are actually decided to be distributed to each of the team members.
The finance department takes the number that we give them. Eligible employees have worked at least 200 hours in the previous 6 months and do not earn more than 3 times the minimum North Hill wage, which right now is $51 an hour. So people within that window. Last spring, there were 340 checks issued. I understand there may be a few more eligible team members, and I will know that on Thursday when we distribute checks. Any other questions?
Are the amounts equal or based on the number of hours?
Based on their cumulative hours. Joe?
I was just wondering if any further thought has been given to changing the starting time for our meetings from 9:30 to 10? What's the wishes? Maybe we could do a showing of hands.
I'm not going to ask. I think the scheduling of the auditorium is a big issue, and without Chrissy here, I'm not going to even open that question. We also move, often we have meetings that last well past 11 o'clock. So, as I said, I'm not asking the question, at least not this month. So unless I get lots of emails requesting that I ask the question, not this month. Anything else? Okay, then we turn to management reports, and we only have one this morning. but one we always look forward to. So Bethany Mercer.
Good morning. My name is Bethany Mercer. I'm the Director of Operations here at North Hill. For anybody I don't know, welcome to our new residents. Lovely to see you here. As I was sitting in the front row and listening to all the reports, I reflected, I was thinking about how it's the end of the year, and I am about, in 2026, I'll be entering my 30th year in this industry. So kind of a milestone for me, but it kind of made me think about all of the other communities that I've worked at throughout the years. There haven't been a ton, but each one is special in its own way, but it made me really think about what is special about North Hill, and I thought there were two big differentiators in my mind. Number one, there's no community that conveys their serious duties on resident council with such lightheartedness and wit as this group, and I really enjoy that. So thank you for the added entertainment in between the seriousness of your duties. I do appreciate that very much. And the other thing is, there is no community that I've ever worked at with a more generous gift to the resident, to the team members that work in their community than North Hill. I think the amount that was raised is one thing, but I think 91% of the residents feeling moved to give to the team members is truly something that you don't see in other communities. So I appreciate from the bottom of my heart what you do for the team members as I see them walk away with such gratitude and such excitement as they take their checks from you that you so generously have given. It is such a meaningful part of the spirit of generosity at North Hill. So I thank you for that. On to the serious business. The missing bellhop carts. I would ask if everybody could please keep their eyes open. We are missing the e-bellhop cart. It has been missing for about a week. I've been looking at air tags to put on those when we find them. We might be moving in that direction. It's a big cart. I don't know where it goes. Like, I truly believe it's in the community somewhere. We've got our securities making rounds and looking, but I ask if you could keep your eyes open to, if you see a missing bell cart or a bellhop cart that's labeled with E, if you could please let us know. We would love to relocate it back to its original place. It seems really hard to justify to buy a new one when I just know it's probably in the community somewhere, but we need it, and 'tis the season. There's a lot of packages here. We'd love to get it back. Another quick reminder is 'tis the season for inclement weather, and as our grounds committee and security department and facilities prepare for what the needs of the weather is, one of the big needs that we have is to move cars during a snowstorm. We can only clean under the cars once we move the cars, and we can only make sure your car is safely cleaned and ready for you to use if we have access. So if we don't have a key to your car, we would ask that we get one. And I would also ask wing counselors if you can help spread the news a little bit. We are a little bit low on the number of keys that we have, and it's really important for safety that we be able to clean up the areas quickly once the snow flies. The good news, construction in the concierge lobby is complete. So we have finished that. A few punch list items, so you may see a couple people walking around doing finishing touches, but the loud invasiveness of closing that area and the noise is no longer. So that's good news, and that means that we're focusing completely up on the 5th floor SUMA, getting the finishing touches on those. We have completed all of our rough inspections, so we are in the finishing phase of SUMA, so that's great news. I'll have some updated pictures to show you on Thursday. It's starting to really come along. A lot of mill work is being done, as I'm sure you can hear, but we are coming to the close of that project, so that's exciting. I will have pictures on Thursday. The area outside the library is done as well. Now our biggest pain point, of course, is having the 5th floor closed, which means you do have to get a breath of involuntary fresh air outside as you walk between the two buildings. It is a short distance, but it has been cold this past week. So, but it's good for respiratory season. So you're taking the fresh air. And just a little foreshadowing on Town Hall. In addition to SUMA, Joe will be talking again about his second half, his part 2 of the strategic plan. So you'll be hearing a little bit more about that next Thursday. And I will help prepare a year in review. We'll be able to talk about some of the highlights of the year and what's to come as well. That is all I have, except that I hope to see you all on Thursday at the cocktail party. We're looking very much forward to having you there. If you're new to the community, we hope to see you there. We will have plenty, I promise you, plenty to drink, plenty to eat, plenty to talk about. We cover almost all of the third floor common areas and the commons, the bistro, the grand lobby, concierge lobby, and we even spread out to the intermission lounge. So just show up. We'll be happy to see you there. And I wish you all the happiest of holidays. Happy to take any questions that you might have. All right.
Wait for the microphones, please. There's one coming around. And speaking of missing items, we usually have 4 microphones in the auditorium. We are down to 2. 2 microphones have wandered away. They don't have feet. So those of you who have any idea where they might be, please get them back. No repercussions. Okay, Mary Beth?
Thank you. We live on K.
Yes.
In the last few days, I have pushed the K cart back from I. Almost every time I've gone past I, the K cart has been there.
Is the iCart there as well, or is the iCart missing?
No. So the iCart appears to be with the E-cart.
Okay. They ran away. Elopement. I think Rosemary has a question over here.
I wonder, I think I remember seeing a cart in one of the locker, may even been the storage closets. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Somebody might check those.
We'll check the storage closet. Thank you. It could be part of our new fitness program, a scavenger hunt of where the bellhop carts are. I don't know where Chris is, but we'll see if we can create that.
And the prize is chocolate babka.
There you go. Absolutely.
Can you give us an idea of when, excuse me, the bridge will open again?
When the bridge will open again? Probably, I will have an update tomorrow, so I'll be able to put an update in the communicator at the construction meeting that we have, but probably another week.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. The carpet's here. I don't know if anybody saw the carpet come in. It was impressive. It was about, I think it was close to a 20-foot roll of carpet. Like, that's how long it was. But anyway, it was impressive.
And Bethany, a couple of times you said you'd be showing us things on Thursday. I think you mean a week from Thursday?
Correct. Next Thursday at Town Hall. Thank you.
Great.
Yep.
Okay, anything else for Bethany? All right, thank you so much, Bethany.
Thank you.
If there are no other questions or comments at 10:25, which may be a new record, we are awaiting a motion to adjourn. Do I hear such a motion? I hear it. Okay, all in favor, get up and leave. Thank you all, and happy holidays.